Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+. Rated TV MALV. Viewer discretion advised. Maya Lopez has betrayed her mentor, the notorious Kingpin. Now on the run, she returns to her hometown to prepare for the biggest fight of her life. Don't miss Marvel Studios' hardest-hitting series yet. An epic 5-episode event. Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
And this is Caroline.
This is, what day is this?
Tuesday.
Turn Up Tuesday.
Yeah.
And if you are watching us, which if you have not watched us yet, you should. We're on YouTube. You can search Bloody Happy Hour, and you'll be able to see what we're drinking on. But today we have on our table our brand new Bloody Happy Hour signature tumblers. Caroline, what does the back of it say?
It says, stay aware, stay alive, and always be DTF.
It has blood dripping down from the top. We love them. Shout out to brand new listener who binged us in like 4 days, Misty McCombs. But you know what? These aren't just made for us. They're made for all of our listeners. So go on to either watch us on YouTube or go to our social media pages because we have posted pictures of us drinking out of them and of what they look like. And you can have your very own Misty McCombs, Idle Hands Crafts and More at gmail.com. IDLEHANDS Crafts in more at gmail.com. But she also has a Facebook page with the same title, Idle Hands. She's an ADHD person that has to do something with her hands to stay busy. Caroline,
that's why she listens
and does paints. And and Misty crafts. So y'all, we love them. We're officially going to be drinking out of these all the time. So go to the Facebook page. You can message her. You'll see the pictures on there. Put in your own order and be one of the cool kids.
It is Idle Hands Crafts in the letter N. More at gmail.com. And we will put it in the show notes and we will put it on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages in case you need to refer back to it. We're putting it everywhere. So many things.
Caroline, today is Quickie Day.
It
right?
is. Yep. We got some quickies.
New listeners, this is when we tell you all about the news.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about kind of what's going on in the news. And obviously, I don't have this one as one of my stories, but it's what's going on in the news is the Nashville shooting. So that was terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So over these school shootings.
I know. And I guess she wrote this manifesto thing and they haven't released any of it yet. But
okay. So supposedly, allegedly, she wrote a manifesto.
Was it a hate crime? Was it, why? Like, what was the reason?
Yeah. But she did go to school there.
She went to school there for 2 years.
She is a trans American. What do you call them? She's a trans. She was born a boy and now
she's born a girl.
Oh, she's born a girl.
Which is weird because at first I was thinking it was a girl who had been a boy And I was like, that makes sense because typically you don't have female shooters like this, school shooters.
Yeah, yeah. True.
You don't. That's why I initially thought when they said it was a trans person that I thought it was an original boy, whatever.
But it's an original girl.
It's an original girl, biological girl, wanted to be a boy, dressed like a boy, and then I guess decided to shoot like a boy.
Yeah. Yeah, very ugly. And
I was
also
impressed
surrounds
by
hate, period. Like, doesn't matter. Hate is hate. It doesn't matter who you hate or what reason you hate. And if you think you're that you hate for a good reason, there's never a good reason to hate. I bet something's going to come out because she did go to school there that she probably got mistreated or lectured or condemned for her lifestyle.
Right.
No reason at all to kill them. And if you do kill them. Don't kill the kids.
Lord,
the kids are innocent.
I was surprised how fast they released the body cam footage from the police.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, I got to thinking, was this some kind of conspiracy?
But what would it drive?
I don't know. But I just was like, why did they do that? Then I started asking myself questions like, why did they release this so fast? How did they already have this video out there so fast? They never do it so fast. I don't know if it's a gun thing, a political thing. I don't know.
Yeah. It's really a hate thing. Fuck the guns. Fuck the politics. It's hate. It's hate.
Yeah,
period.
It's hate and mental illness.
Yeah. Hate, mental illness, and whether...
So, if you have hate or if you have a mental illness, just go seek some therapy. It's fine. Or just don't get a gun. And then you won't want to do that.
Yeah.
They need to bring back mental hospitals.
Oh, they're here.
Well, maybe people need to start going to them. Moving on to Trent Learn Camp. Laird Camp.
You always get these last names.
I know. I do. And I say them and then I say them again. I'm like, Laird Camp.
Okay, Laird Camp.
Have you heard of this guy?
No. What is it?
19-year-old from Georgia. This is a possible hazing incident. He's a teenager.
Uh-huh.
And so he was dropped off at the hospital by 3 other teenagers randomly. And he was allegedly being force-fed alcohol and drugs.
Okay.
So he had like his limit, alcohol, what is it? Intoxication limit was
BAC?
BAC was 0.464.
Damn.
So it's nearly 6 times the legal limit. He had spray painted on, like there was spray paint all over, there's pictures out there, spray paint all over him. He had been like urinated on. He had feces on him. He had been like taped to a chair during a party. So it's on March 21st where he was left at the hospital. So these kids were beating him up and doing all this stuff to him, getting him like force feeding him this alcohol. They drop him off the hospital because he's unconscious. And apparently it's this very like affluent area. Mm-hmm. And also, by the way, this is the same area that Ahmaud Arbery happened.
Okay.
So he was treated. He was rushed in there. He was in ICU. He was on life support for a little bit. He was treated for a high level of intoxication and a mixture of controlled substances. So there were 2 prior incidents that had happened in March. So this is all in March. And first one, he came home with like a cut under his eye. He had to get stitches. And apparently he's hanging out with these people because I guess he doesn't have any other friends. That's what his dad said in an interview. So then there was another incident, and this was all before the one that caused him to go into the hospital. And the second incident was he was covered in WD-40, vomit, paint, glue, egg yolk, and one spray paint. Okay. So photos and videos are going viral of all this. And they have like 11 people who are in these photos and videos, and they're all under 18. So it's a bunch of teenage, like high school kids.
And so are they high school kids?
Yes.
They all, and he is too?
It says everybody was under the age of 18. So he is, and this just came out. This just came out like today or yesterday. And he's out of the ICU, but police have not arrested anybody. Protesters are coming out to the hospital. They're like demanding somebody be held accountable. They're calling it hazing, but then they were like, hazing is not bad enough. This was torture. This kid is being tortured, and there needs to be something that is like they have to be held accountable. These kids, they almost like he almost died.
Yes,
and so.
And hazing for what? Like,
I don't know.
Are they joining a secret sorority?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking college. That's why they were like, well, it's not.
It's not hazing if you're not about to join into a gang or a club or something.
Yeah. So they have the GBI and the people investigating it, but now FBI has just joined the investigation. So that's what we have for that guy, and that's terrible. He was on. I mean, he's on life support. He had like all the. I mean,
is he fine now?
He's out of ICU and he's recovering.
Okay.
So. It just.
It's sad, and especially if he doesn't have many friends, then he's gonna try to do anything to keep these friends.
Yeah, and think about it. It happened twice before.
Not bullying?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Hi, and welcome to Bustles and Bangers with your hostess, Rachel and Christopher.
I love it when you say my name.
And you didn't say hi.
I didn't. You just kept going. I'm going to introduce the book. I'm not reading it. It's because I don't like reading.
Girls like cowboy butts, and those jeans don't hide anything. Find us on Instagram at Bustles and Bangers or on roguemedianetwork.com.
Hola, yo soy Jackie.
Y yo soy Jessica.
Y esto es Zona del Crimen. Un podcast donde hablaremos sobre casos de crímenes reales
y eventos impactantes que han quedado marcados a través del tiempo. Recuerden que nos pueden seguir en Facebook, Instagram
o donde escuches tus podcasts favoritos.
Hey, I'm Blair.
And I'm Brittany. And we're the host of
By the Cover Podcast.
We cover everything from mysteries, thrillers, romance, chick lit, and even some smut.
Don't forget the smut.
Yeah.
We're so excited to get this thing going and share this with you guys. We've been talking about this for months, and it's finally happening.
Yes.
Special shout out to Rogue Media for helping us with this.
For sure. You can find us on Instagram at bythecover_podcast.
You can also find us on Facebook and TikTok, so don't forget to give us a follow on those too also.
And we are so excited to dive into some of our favorite books and share those with you.
We can't wait. Hope you love it.
Is there a law against bullying?
I don't think so. Maybe there should. No, there can't be. Stephen Cozy, Florida.
And then you can imagine if this is an affluent area.
Yeah, so that's what they're saying is they're like, these parents are like, what are they paying off the car? Or they are influencing the officers, the police department to not press charges and just trying to brush under the rug. Oh. But yeah, and the picture that's going around the internet is him in a chair, taped to this chair. He's totally passed out. It looks like he's spray paint all over his face. He has like a poop on his leg. Like, I guess that's what it is. That's what it said. And then there's like 5 kids behind him just flipping off the camera.
Oh God, that's the worst.
Awful.
I'd be so disgusted in my kid.
Terrible. Now let's go to Florida.
Yes.
Stephen Cozy.
Nope. I don't know anything that's going on right now.
So this was also around March 21st. This guy is a attorney in Largo, Florida. Not Mar-a-Lago, just Largo. He was in his office, and he was leaving to go to the bathroom. Well, he had a hearing that he was supposed to go to at his law office, but goes to the bathroom first, and then he didn't show up for the hearing. So it's a pretty small office, this law office. And his boss is also like his best friend.
Okay.
So he's supposed to be in this hearing. He never shows up. So then boss goes to look for him and goes to the bathroom because he knew he went to the bathroom. And he notices like blood splatter on the wall. And he was like, it looked like somebody had wiped the wall off, and it looked like smearing. But it wasn't like a ton of blood. So he was like, what is going on? So he goes back to Steven's office. He sees that his keys, his cell phone, his wallet are all there, and his car is still in the parking lot. But where is he?
But no him.
And he had just gone to the bathroom, and he's not there anymore. So he looks a little bit more. He ends up calling the police. Files a missing persons report. Police come. They go into the bathroom. They shine the little blue light, and they said it lit up. Blood everywhere. So I guess he did whoever did this wiped it all off. So yeah, blood everywhere. And they said it kind of smelled like bleach. So they are like, what is happening? They pull surveillance footage, and they see a strange guy coming into the office building and then leaving, and then they see the car. This is some vehicle, like this person didn't belong at this office, right? So then they end up tying this car that they saw to this doctor. This doctor's name is Dr. Tomaz. I want to say Kawasaki, but it's Kasaki.
Okay.
We're going to call him Dr. K.
Oh, I did see that last name.
Dr. K. He's a Florida plastic surgeon. So police track him down after a couple of days. Like, they find a reason to pull him over. During this traffic stop, they find a blood-soaked ballistic vest, a taser, brass knuckles, duct tape, and sedatives with syringes.
What? He was prepared.
So he was arrested, and he was eventually charged with first-degree murder on March 25th. So what
is the motive?
Happened? Steven's body has yet to be found. Police say that after they served the warrant, and they're like, they had enough evidence to think that he was the one that did this. His fingerprints were recovered from inside the office building. There was no reason for him, it was found inside of a building, part of the building that was not accessible to the public. But, also on the surveillance footage, he was seen removing a large container that was like large enough to
put a body
in, and it was covered with like a red blanket. So apparently this guy, Causey, and his attorneys from the law firm, Blanchard Law Firm, had an ongoing negligence lawsuit
against the plastic surgeon
from 2019 that claimed that Dr. K claimed there were issues with his former plastic surgery center that he worked with, and he was suing people who he worked with and who he worked for. And this is basically a billing issue. It says that the case stems from the allegations that Dr. K's insurance biller intentionally and repeatedly misrepresented medical claims. So I don't know how this how it works with.
Well, basically, plastic surgery isn't covered under insurance unless it's tied to, you can get a breast implant if you've had to lose your breast from breast cancer, right? But they're just not going to give you breast implants because you want insurance won't pay for it if it's cosmetic. So,
well, this guy's shady because he's no longer with that. So he's no longer with that first insurance or that first plastic surgery place. Then he started working at another plastic surgery place, and they fired him. And then, so now he's just like disgruntled. And I guess this is all we know so far. This is from the affidavit, but details have got to come out. So this guy is being held right now. He's held without bail. He does facial plastic surgery, body contouring, and breast reconstruction. Mm-hmm. So, and this guy, apparently this Steven guy was like just so nice, like the nicest guy. He's married to his husband.
He was doing his job.
He was doing his job.
Yeah.
And this guy just goes in and just kills him and slaughters him. Puts it. Where's the body?
Where's the body?
Where's the body? So this is in Florida, and I love when there's a Florida case because JB Buno from WFLA, he's the one that covers it, and every time I hear his voice, I go straight to Gabby Petito because he was the one covering Gabby Petito, and he's like WFLA, and he's a great voice. Also,
Florida.
Yes. I'm hoping that I watched The Lawyer on YouTube, Peter Tragos, in case you want to listen to him or watch him.
Mm-hmm.
He goes over a bunch of Florida trials and stuff, or just trials in general. But I'm hoping he'll cover this one because it's just so wild.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. We've had a lot of like doctors, dentists, like the dentist from last week that poisoned his wife. We had a chiropractor a couple weeks ago. Like it's these men in these high positions that think they can get away with anything. Murdaugh. Lawyers.
They did release, speaking of Murdaugh, they did release picture. Well, I don't know when they released the pictures of Stephen Smith's body in the road or how it was. And like it's... Oh, they are fully having a full-on investigation. Like they have hired this a team. Like they're going full force on this case. Okay. He was definitely not hit by the car. If you're gonna have road rash if you're hit by a car, you're gonna have blood along the whole road.
Yeah, there was never a question of that. Like, there was never a, like, well, maybe, or what if?
Can you believe it was that it's been 8 years and they just threw it under
that whole area has been crooked. I could totally believe it. And I
so
also
are those SLED detectives, like, are they gone? Like, why would you think, why now do we think it's okay, like, they're going to actually do their job? It's got to be a whole different group.
It has to be a different group of people. But remember, one of the cops that was at, what was the county called? What was this town?
Hampton?
Hampton County got promoted, and he is now a SLED. Like, I think he was dealing with the boat case. He has since then been promoted, and now he's part of SLED. But I would think that would be a total conflict of interest, and if I was Stephen Smith's family, I would make sure that it's a fresh new set of eyes, and like bring SLED from another area or county, or bring the fucking Texas Rangers up there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need the Texas Rangers up in there.
Matt Cawthon.
We
need you to go to
get up over there. Speaking of Texas, David Temple update.
Yay! Finally,
okay, so this was your story.
Yes.
So let me see if I can recap it.
Okay.
David Temple was having it. Okay, he was. Where are they? Where's he from?
They were from Katy,
Texas.
Yeah, he played football at SFA. They both went to SFA.
And how does it relate to? Was this the?
Yeah, this is the one where the girl from Midway that hit the Baylor kid.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Instead it was a stop sign.
Yes.
Got away with it for however many years.
How does that relate to David Temple?
She was the best friends of.
So the lady who hit the Baylor kid and killed him. She was best friends with David Temple's wife.
Yeah, her and Tammy and Quentin Harlan were their names.
So that's how it relates. So go ahead.
Now start it.
So David Temple was having an affair with a coworker, Heather, and he was out running errands on January 11th, 1999, when his wife Belinda was murdered.
So he says. And then according to the timeline that was by like investigators, he had time to
slip home and kill her.
Yes.
This is what we think. But she was also 8 months pregnant.
Yes.
Belinda.
Yeah.
The baby, her and the baby died.
Mm-hmm.
And the defense said that the prosecution had the timeline all wrong. And so the investigators retraced his steps in that evening. This is why it got messed up, because didn't they go to trial? Like this is the third time. Like he was found guilty the first time.
Uh-huh.
Then they took it back.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had another trial.
Yes.
Found guilty. Took it back.
No, they didn't take that back. They just never got to sentence him.
Because they couldn't come up.
COVID.
Oh, I read.
They couldn't, or jury, or third jury, or something like that.
I read that it says the defense said the prosecution had the timeline all wrong. The investigators retraced his steps in the evening and not during the time that the murder would have been and when the traffic was heavier. So they were saying there's simply no time. So he was convicted the first time in 2007 for his wife's murder after years of the investigation. But then the ruling was overturned in 2016 and he was granted a retrial.
Yes.
Then prosecutors never turned over reports about the boy next door to the defense in the original trial. So then the appeals court in 2017 ruled that there was prosecutorial misconduct, and this was grounds for a new trial. Okay. 2019, he was found guilty for a second time for murdering his wife, but then sentencing could not be agreed on, so the judge declared it a mistrial. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think so.
In 2020, his attorneys asked the judge to toss out the second conviction and hold a new trial. They also asked for a change of venue, but the judge denied both requests. A new jury is supposed to be selected on April 3rd, like tomorrow.
Yes.
And that's going to be where they decide the sentencing.
Yeah, so he's already been guilty twice.
How do you bring a new jury to find the sentencing without doing the whole trial? I guess why is the jury deciding it, not the judge?
We decided the.
Yeah, but you were there sitting there for the whole trial.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this though.
Go back to the episode, and I know I said it in there in the episode of why.
Of why what?
They wanted to have they wanted a mistrial, but they didn't do a mistrial, so they wanted a new jury for the sentencing. So he's already guilty. He's been in jail for the murder. He just hasn't been sentenced. So the family is hoping, Belinda Temple's family is hoping for another life sentence because he was given life the first time. So they're hoping for another life sentence. So he's doing time for the murder that he did.
Yeah.
It hasn't been closed this whole time. Like, you just can't close the chapter on it and like be done, because he's just been sitting like in limbo this whole time in Houston, in a jail in Houston.
I mean, I know the Aiden Fucci sentencing was like 2 or 3 days, and that was just going over. There were some investigators that they came and they gave some. But I don't understand why they have to do that. I thought it was just victim impact statements. And then the judge, but that's the judge deciding. This is a jury deciding, a brand new jury who has no idea about the case. So how long is that trial? Is it a trial? It's sentencing.
No, he's already guilty.
A sentencing trial.
Yeah, but I'm sure
or sentencing hearing.
They'll either have to watch it, they'll have to recap it. They'll
I
know what they're sentencing.
Yeah, that's why I think that's so weird. I've never heard of this.
Yeah. I need to go back and listen to the episode and figure out what the complications are. But that was based off the Catherine Casey book Shattered. Happened right down the road. It's a great story. So if you haven't listened to that story, go back and listen to David Temple Part 1 and Part 2. The ties to Waco is the best friends in the story, Quentin and Tammy Harlan, worked at a local school district.
Quentin, are they married? A married couple?
They were married, yeah. Uh-huh. Teacher and coach couple. They were best friends with Belinda and David. After Belinda was killed and after the trial, they came to Waco, were at a local school district here. She was in the news soon after because there was a hit and run, I believe on LaSalle, and a 19-year-old Baylor kid was struck and killed. And turns out years later, I believe it was like 3 years later, they tied it. There was an anonymous call, and they tied that phone call back to, because she had called some friends to come help her.
Mm-hmm.
She had took her car to Marlin to get it fixed, and there was blood and everything on there. So,
and she said she thought she hit a homeless person.
Yes. First she said she hit the stop sign. Then she said a homeless person, like that would make it okay. And so she had to leave this area and go to Dallas, and we don't know what she's doing now. But I thought they
were supposed to do
They had to move it. They were supposed to, remember we asked your friend?
Yes.
They were supposed to try her this May.
Yeah.
So what's crazy is that the school district that she worked for, all the people that were in that friend group, because they were leaving a drinking party. A drinking party.
Oh.
One of the administrators at the school district would have every year, and it's like a party.
Oh, so
they left there, and so those people that were involved in hosting that party every year, and those administrators actually resigned the school year to hopefully so this case would not be attached to that district.
Oops,
but it's still attached to it. I'm not going to out the district because it's not my business, but you'll definitely see it when it comes out. They're not going to unattach them just because these people don't work for the district anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the time of the crime, they all did.
But so they were going to have it in May, but then now they moved it?
Mm-hmm. But I don't know why they moved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it going to be here? Do I need to go?
It's going to be here because it happened here.
Well, I'm going to have to go.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell us about David Koresh? Or is that next week?
Well, what I will say is I did a tour of the compound this past week, and it was a great little tour. I did meet some fellow Branch Davidians, y'all, and I got some good audio footage, but I'm going to save all of that and the conspiracy theory that they are now working on. But I will give you one little hint is they basically think that former President Donald Trump is
former indicted President Donald Trump.
Is he officially indicted? President Donald Trump is going to come and take over and be the new leader.
Well, you know, I was
at the Branch Davidians, not of America.
Oh, not of America. No, but I had to go
because because according to them, he is anti-government like David Koresh was, and they were both set up and framed by the government.
Facts.
Well, David Koresh was not set up and framed.
So we planned this because we're like, April was going to go check out David Koresh, and I was going to the Trump rally because I had to get footage and she had to get footage.
Yes. And I thought I was at the Trump rally because there was Trump 2024 flags up everywhere. And I was just like, I literally, y'all live in, there's nothing but trailer houses out there. This guy had I was like, what is the deal with?
That's his secret house.
Why do y'all love Trump? Why Trump? I was like, I thought y'all hated government. So I'll play that video for you at some point.
And let me tell you one thing I did. I didn't hear anything that was said at the rally because I can't listen while I'm doing other things. But I do know that I did have to put my gum in this girl's hair in front of me because she was so rude.
You don't know how many messages I got saying, Caroline's at the Trump rally? And wait, what did they say? Maybe she is
white?
No. Drawn to narcissists.
Oh, hell! No, I almost got fired, so it's fine.
From your job?
Oh, yeah. She hung up on me in my face.
Yeah.
She was like, no, I'm not talking to you. You can submit your resignation. Oh, they're all terrible. They're all lying. Politicians are horrible.
All right, y'all. You're welcome for that. We will see y'all Thursday and for a whole new episode. If you have not done so already, rate, review, subscribe.
Those 3 things. Pretty simple.
We will see y'all Thursday. Don't forget to
stay aware.
Stay alive.
And always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.